right now. The big machine is not moving the way it has been. But this is a different deal. Here you got to figure spike power has got everything to do with the winner and the loser, because you don't get second chances here.
Remember, every point counts. There were no start-outs. The Cubans lost yesterday to the Brazilians in 5 sets. They certainly would want a repeat of that. Plenty of incentive for them to finish on the winning side tonight.
Regina, I believe, missed that shot or not, because it's a critical miss if she did. No, I think she knows. It's 2-1 the Russians. Now, this is a real important service series for them. They don't want to get anywhere near behind this Cuban team who's on a roll. Look at this. You see, they're just counting them now.
2 chances the Cubans had, and second time round.
And Anna Mendes
fouled them off.
That's right. She's been in and out of this game tonight, but today she was there for everybody to see. Look at that. Again, individual talent. Didn't look for the set. Could figure out and climb it up the ladder and get to.
Garcia and Gordina was not able to handle Costa.
And what you see is a repeat of what's been going on, only now it's critical time. We are into heart-thumping time because they missed it again on that baseline, and that's happened just far too much tonight for the Russian side. Bad set there.
And after Minerva got the point in off the block from Francis Berger.
Russians not as sharp as we saw them against the Chinese by far.
Russians nowhere near the form which they displayed in the first 2 sets of this contest, as they are punished once more by Sanchez
on that secondary line again, Tay. Once they get it past that wall, and the wall has been cracking, then they're in trouble. Whereas the Cubans, exactly the opposite story. They're giving it up, but picking it up and taking those digs and making them work right. See what I mean? They're still in it, and they make a point out of it. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
And Marlenis Costa delighted with the part he played in the Cubans securing the point.
For all the world, they should have been out of it, but turned it around. In the rally situation, that's great. But there's Gracheva answering with their own style of offensive play.
And again, it was a backhand to the net, a swift turn, and a two-handed push, and this time with the left hand, and a point for the Russians. Still keeping very close tabs here with the Cubans. And the ball sent wide this time. Another point as the Russians come going back. 5-6.
Morozova has to hold her own on the serve, but more importantly, this is a little bit of a mini break for them, possibly, to get themselves locked up, get some momentum going, get that spike working again. There's really a break for them. Now they've got as good an opportunity as they're going to get.
And they are all even here at 6 points all. Morozova again prepares to serve here for the Russians. Good lead there by Gato. And Sanchez then vacated the block. Russians go in front.
That's right. And what did it that time was the timely blocking where they really needed it. They were able to do it. Morozova on a good run.
That's here, Sanchez. This time a good thing. A set here. Sanchez trying to make a mess there. And the block this time pushes the ball out and gets the point to the Cubans.
3 blockers up there. The ball had so much lickety split on it that when they finally made contact on the palms, it took off. It's just like a ball off a tennis racket. It just moved.
Oh, that's out.
And that's a point for the Russians.
Yes. A poor serve in this fifth and deciding set will give the opponents the point, unlike in the ordinary circumstances.
Come into this one, they're not showing any signs of cracking. The Russians all now are starting to finally get that offensive, that big flywheel going here a little bit. They need some help from this serve. For sure, not bad, but it's a short serve. And they pick up yet another.
And then it is Theodore spike. Sidoni come off the hands of Pichenko, and the ball falls over into the Cuban half for a point for the Russians.
Something over there has got
Cubans, of course, have several youngsters in the ranks today. The suspension of Bell and Torres. And it will be to the great credit if they manage to pull the victory from this contest.
Yeah, but you know, the point is hanging around greatness. can mature you real fast. Even though they're young, they've got some great people to work out with every day, be with, and when they get in there, it's a great experience for them. So I think in terms of maturity, I think they're a little bit deeper than the Russian side.
This Marcus stature has certainly grown in this match.
And they're locked up again, 9-9. Boy, I tell you, you just don't know which way this one's going to rotate.
Racheva. Oh, the ball comes off the hands there of Sanchez. Point for the Russians.
It helps them. And as I said earlier, when this thing started, this little Donnybrook, the setting or the spiking power of the Russians could be a little bit of an edge for them in the final few points that we're going into here.
Well, again, if not for the intervention, the ball might just have gone out from that spike.
It could have. We saw an effort on the part of that secondary to try to pick it up, unavailable, not there.
Locked at 10 points all, and that will be a point for the Russians. They go in front again. No thanks to that first serve from Izquierdo.
And boy, you just get the feeling that neither of these teams can stand the prosperity. They just don't. They don't want to take it from one another. That time you do. That time, who was that? I can't pick up her number on there. Number 5, was it? It might have been Gatto picking that shot up. Beautiful spike right down the pipe, and they've been very successful going right at the heart of the Russian defense.
Still nothing to separate the two teams as this late stage Gordina. Setting up nicely against Gracheva. Let's see Gordina, whether she can do. Well, Gordina's form and confidence seems to desert her. I would expect her to come down with a spike that time. She fails to set a big shot over.
You're right. She's been really kind of out of rhythm all that time. I don't think we'll see the replay on that one. But really, she had a lot of time to get close to that net and elevate and take that shot. But instead, she tried to just dink it over, and that's just not playing smart against the Cubans, who are very, very quick, and I suspect a bit quicker than this side.
It's a tough one right on top of this critical juncture of this game. Gordina again this time to try to secure the point. Not quite yet. As Sanchez comes, the ball's there. Here comes Sanchez again. Just tries to do a dummy over the Russians. And this time they found a point through that block from Fernandez.
If I'm not mistaken, that looked to me like a libero over there trying to hit that ball over the net. And I'm rather surprised about that. Number 11. Who is she, number 11? Let's get her off the lineup. That's a very unusual shot because there's some rules about that, and one of them is I don't think she could do what she just was allowed to do. That's quite surprising.
Well, perhaps Simanova's action there escaped the attention of the officials.
Or maybe there's just some subtlety there that we haven't picked up. In any event, look at this. It's 13-12, getting down to Fisher cut bait time.
Valentina at least providing the Russian team with a good serve there as the Russians came to that point, and they are now staring at defeat of the Cubans.
And because she scored it, and they're right now on the verge of putting it all away, the Cubans.
There comes Armanova. Still not quite enough to subdue Gato. Pushed out after Morozova. And it's 15-14. The battle continues.
Well, you got a real thumper going here, don't you? 5-game sets. We got another timeout.
Although it's 1 point only to this one.
And there again, number 4, Bakutina going the other direction. A different kind of serve. Ooh, look at that. Great jig with the Russians. They needed that one. And there the wall is, right there.
And Gracheva has secured the equalizing point. For once here, the crowd comes to life.
And they're looking at that wall, that big Russian wall coming up there.
It would have been far advantage than the scoreline at this moment. There's the big one. And that one finds the point for the Cubans.
Just an outstanding shot there by who was normally a setter. She comes around again and does her little spike number. Angle it perfectly to the open area into that once again open second area, second section back there.
One more point for the Cubans. They'll never do it. No, the block sends the ball out. It's of Simonova.
It's a real bone rattler. It really is. Russians desperately trying to use that superior height to their help. And there again, the block is not enough. It didn't stay in bounds. Now we're at 16-15. Cubans got a chance to wrap it.
Clear point is all that's needed. As Saudi serve. Tension in the crowd. Atmosphere electrifying.
Another great dig.
Salto, and the Cubans have won this contest.
Boy, they shut off the faucet. They did muzzle the Russians there. They really did. The Russian bear just couldn't move quick enough to get up that ball because the ball was just in that dead zone. What a great match it was, and it just goes to show you how really, really tough the Cubans can be.
Until out there on court is a hero.